All right, we're back. Episode number two. Today we got Zaviyar Farhan from Dubai. Uh, he's a sports fan. He watches all kind of sports, all the sports I watch and more. He watches NBA, Formula One, cricket, football, NFL, AFL, MLB, and NHL. Wow, that's a lot of sports, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
but we're gonna jump into the hot topics of the NBA because that's what's happening right now, bro. NBA. I don't know if you saw the games last night. They're
I did.
pretty.
Yeah, I did.
So what do you think of the
Sorry.
Lakers making the play-in tournament? What do you think of the
I think
Lakers
it's
making the play-in
actually
tournament?
I think it's a great achievement for the Lakers because considering they were under 500 for a long period of the time, especially when they had Russell Westbrook in their team, then during the trade deadline they made a lot of changes. They got Jared Vanderbilt, or the Vandalorian as they call them,
Yes.
and they acquired some great perimeter defense that definitely helped their squad. So that was a big change, and since then they've been one of the best teams in the NBA since the trade deadline. And LeBron, the King, he's back. He scored 36 points against the Utah Jazz in the game last night. And I think there's definitely a chance that the Lakers could push and maybe even make the conference finals this season.
Yeah, man. But for now, let's just focus on the play-in tournament. Who's gonna win, the Wolves or the Lakers? Who's getting out of that
I
matchup?
have my bet on the Lakers. I think the experience will definitely show. And as we saw the altercation between Rudy Gobert and I think it's Anderson, it caused Rudy Gobert to get a ban for a game, and he's going to miss the play-in against the Lakers. So they're definitely going to miss that interior defense that Gobert provides. And I think Anthony Davis is going to have a field day. I don't think Carl Anthony Towns has the defensive capabilities to match up with Anthony Davis. So I think Anthony Davis will just play bully ball, and I think he'll dominate. And definitely the Lakers will win.
Yeah, that's very sad. What happened with punching his own teammate.
Yeah,
Also, I don't know if you saw that Jaden McDaniels, he punched a wall and he broke his own hand.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so
So he's a very versatile player, can guard 1 through 4. So it's going to be a big miss for the Timberwolves. So I think they will struggle. But when you have players like Anthony Edwards, he's such an impact player. He can make magic happen in any sort of the way. So I think you cannot rule the Timberwolves out of the game, but the Lakers come into the game clear favorites.
hmm so you think they're winning against the Wolves in the play-in tournament?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
What about the other matchup? If
Then you
if
got
you, if you
sorry.
can pull up the if you can pull up the play-in tournament, um, so we'll.
I think we have the
But what do you?
Heat versus the Hawks first up on Wednesday.
Yep,
So
that's
I
a
think
good
that's a
game,
pretty good
man.
matchup. But I think I was reading an article today, and it's safe to say that the Heat have struggled with their scoring. Jimmy Butler has been their primary offensive scorer, but he's not necessarily a number one scorer on any team that wants to make a playoff push. So I think players like Tyler Hero, Kyle
Bam
Lowry, Bam
Adebayo.
Adebayo, these guys have to definitely push up and try to get up to the scoring ranks. So I think it'll be a tough game for the Heat. The Hawks with their 1-2 punch on the perimeter with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. Uh, DeJounte Murray does make up for Trae Young's less capabilities on defense, but if Trae Young can
Mhm.
pop off of three, then I think the Heat will have a difficult time.
Yeah. So, and what about the East? Is that what about like overall? What do you think? What team's getting out
Out of the play-in or out of the playoffs?
in the play-ins? Yeah. So you're thinking the Lakers are
In the
getting out?
play-ins, I think the Lakers are going to make it for sure. And I
hmm
think the Thunder, they're still a young team, even though Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has been absolutely wonderful this season. I think Pelicans with Brandon Ingram and his versatility will definitely still make it through, and CJ McCollum orchestrating the play on offense. So I think the Pelicans will make it through against the Thunder. But it'll be interesting to see who wins between the Timberwolves and the Pelicans because that's a very tough matchup. Uh,
hmm
Pelicans have a decent perimeter defense, but I think Timberwolves, if they have Rudy Gobert back, I think they'll manage to beat the Pelicans and they'll go through to the playoffs.
hmm
While on the Eastern side, you have the Heat, Hawks, as we just talked about, and the Raptors and Bulls. So the Raptors and Bulls is a very interesting game because both teams have been quite underwhelming, considering the players that they have on their roster. It'd be interesting to see if Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan can push and possibly get uh, the Bulls to a victory. But if Fred Van Vliet and Pascal Siakam, if they can use the pick and roll to their advantage, then I think the Bulls' lack of good defense could propel the Raptors to take the victory.
Yeah, man, those are some household names you just mentioned. Like back Siakam has been just solid, man.
Absolutely.
So yeah, hey, what do you think of the Mavs not making in the play-in tournament?
Well, it was a big hype across Kyrie Irving joining the Dallas Mavericks, but for me, I was always pretty confident that they were. I wasn't that confident that they're going to make out the playoffs. That was a bit of a shock, but I thought they'd drop down to the play-ins because there's just one ball, and both of them are primary ball handlers. You don't have two balls on the court. So Luka Doncic being someone like a person who likes to control the offense, keep the ball to himself. If in case there is an open 3-point shooter on the wings or in the corners, he will pass it. Otherwise, he would like to take the offensive shot himself. Kyrie Irving being the same player, he likes to take the isolation. He wants to dribble past 1-on-1, finish in the paint. So I think Kyrie Irving, and they're not going to work. And I think Kyrie Irving will leave Dallas Mavericks in the free agency. Now, there might be an interesting thing that if Damian Lillard does decide to leave Portland, which the rumors are suggesting so, if he does, there's a chance he could join the Lakers. If he does, or even the Knicks, I think wherever Damian goes, the the chances of Kyrie joining that team becomes less. So I think if he does join the Knicks, then Kyrie could look elsewhere, maybe towards the Lakers, and that could be a very good big three
And
at
what
the
of
Lakers.
Luca? You think he's going to stay at the Mavs?
So there were rumors going around that he is asking for a trade in 2024 when I think his contract ends up. So if he does, I think that would be an absolute blockbuster trade, and I'd be very interesting to see if maybe it's a shout, but I think someone might even offer Victor Wembanyama if any of the teams do get him. They might, because Luca is just that guy. He's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
breathtaking.
He's my
He's
favorite player
probably
too.
the
Yeah.
greatest young clutch player we've ever seen. I still remember that shot that he made against the Clippers in the 2020 COVID playoff series. We just stepped back and just hit that 3-pointer. Like, it's absolutely a piece of cake for him. So I think people would be willing to offer a lot for Luka Doncic. So I think it's safe to say that if he does, offer a trade, we might see a big blockbuster happening across the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about. We're talking about great players. Let's talk about the two greatest big men we have right now. There's an ongoing debate about Jokic and Embiid, man. So who do you think is going to win MVP?
I think Embiid should win MVP. But me being a Nuggets fan, I'm a bias towards Jokic. Jokic, sorry. So even though I feel like Jokic has had an absolutely amazing, he's always going to be a player that's always high on PER, which is player efficiency rating. His true shooting percentage is insane. So I think Nikola Jokic, if there was a player not like Joel Embiid who can dominate the paint like Embiid does, I think Jokic would win 3 in a row. But I think Joel Embiid's impact on the 76ers alongside James Harden, I think, and he had a recent 50 piece against the Celtics, which was very vital. So I think Embiid would probably sneak with MVP. One question that I've been having a lot is why isn't Giannis in the conversation? I feel like Giannis is very underrated. I think he's had that LeBron type of treatment that been the best player in the world for the last 5 years, but the MVP voters are just tired of voting for him. So it's very interesting that he made a comment himself that I believe I'm the best player in the NBA and I'm not going to beg for any MVP trophies. Well, as long as he can get the chip this year, which I think they will, I think the Bucks will win the chip this year. I think that Giannis should win MVP, but I think the MVP will go to Embiid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I kind of agree there. Well, if you would have asked me this question a couple months ago, I would have said otherwise. But I feel like Embiid has the edge on Jokic, who's back to back MVP past 2 years. Well, I also want to talk about the Suns. Do you think how far do you think they're going?
I think they could. I mean, it depends on who they match up in the second round. But I think they're definitely going to go past the Clippers because there's recent rumors that Paul George is going to miss out.
I
So
saw that. Yeah.
yeah, so I think they basically lost their second best perimeter defender. So Devin Booker is going to have a pretty open alongside Kevin Durant because Kawhi is going to be guarding Kevin Durant for most of the time. So then you have Devin Booker, you have Chris Paul, you have DeAndre Ayton. There's just too many offensive weapons on the Phoenix Suns, and I don't think the Clippers with their perimeter D, except for Kawhi, they can't keep up. So I think it'll go down to 6 games, but I think Suns will win 4-2.
Oh, That's actually that's actually a solid prediction. I believe
Yeah.
it's the same thing, bro. Um, if we go over to the East, what do you think about the Celtics?
Celtics, I predict them to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the 76ers, like always, will throw it up, but I think the Celtics have enough weapons across their entire team. We've seen them go small with Grant Williams in the starting lineup or Robert Williams. Even Al Horford has been amazing this season. And then you have the obviously the one-two punch
Jason
in
Tatum.
Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. I mean, these two are
Uh-huh.
absolutely phenomenal. I don't think there's a better duo in the NBA, in my opinion. I mean, Jason Tatum has been in his MVP talks for sure. I mean, if you asked me 4 or 5 months ago, I would have given the MVP to Jason Tatum, but he kind of fell off. But he broke the record for averaging the highest amount of points for a Celtic in a season. He averaged 30.1 points per game, which is absolutely phenomenal. And his offensive utility is just insane. Like he can shoot off the dribble, he can work the pick and roll, he can drive to the paint. It's insane what he can do. And then you add Jalen Brown to that, him being a great defender as well. I think the Celtics can definitely go far and possibly even beat the Bucks in a 7-game series and reach the finals again.
Do you think Bucks are going to be making the finals as well?
Yeah, I think the Bucks. I think there is not a defender in the East that can stop Giannis. I don't think there's a defender that can stop
That's going to
Giannis.
be a next level of like trash talk, bro. That's going to be an amazing series.
I hope that the 76ers and the Bucks do match up because I would love to see a Giannis versus Embiid. The amount of trash talk,
Oh yeah, they're
PJ
gonna go at
Tucker,
it. Yeah.
Drew Holiday, these guys are gonna go at it, and I think that's just gonna be a
Mhm.
treat to watch for every NBA fan.
And what do you think of the Cavs, man? Cavs are kind of slept on.
Yeah, I think the Cavs are slept on, but they're in a very difficult East because it's so top heavy.
Mhm.
When you have the three Musketeers basically, but so I think the Cavs are still relatively young, but their offensive arsenal is insane. Donovan Mitchell has been amazing this season. He looks interested in playing basketball again. Mitchell has been insane alongside Darius Garland. Darius Garland has been a revolution for the Cavs,
Bro,
and
he's
you
so
have the
good.
big two-headed monsters,
Jared
Evan Mobley and
Allen,
Jared
Evan
Allen.
Mobley. Yep. Those
Yeah,
two
those
are
two have been
fire, man.
absolutely phenomenal on the defensive end. And
Uh-huh.
then you have players like Chetty Osman that can pop off from three. So I think the Cavs could make a deep run, but I highly doubt it'll be in the next couple of years, or at
Uh-huh.
least this playoffs.
Yeah, man. Especially the addition of Donovan Mitchell this year, bro. They've
Sure.
been very solid, huh?
Yeah, and his 71 that he dropped, that was insane.
Uh-huh.
I watched the highlights. I was actually at school there during that time, but he's just insane. Donovan Mitchell is absolutely God gifted, insane.
And let's go back to the West. Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, man. I really hate that team personally, but
Yeah, I hate Dylan Brooks. I hate Dylan Brooks, but
me too, bro. Me
you
too.
know, yeah, but you know what? This reminds me of the Bad Boy Pistons, basically.
Uh-huh.
You
Yep.
got Isaiah Thomas and these guys, and even the Pistons in 2006, like Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace. It reminds me of that bully boy type of thing, and something that was missed in the NBA. Old heads like Charles Barkley, Shaq, they don't want these friendships. They want the rivalries. They want the fire. So I think it's really cool to see a team like Memphis on the rise. Like I said in my prediction, I think the Lakers go through and they're gonna face up as the 7th seed if they do beat the Timberwolves. So
Mhm.
I still think that the Lakers with LeBron, AD, D'Angelo Russell with his transition threes, Jared Vanderbilt is gonna lock someone down on that Memphis team. I honestly predict that he's gonna lock Ja
Easily.
down because
Yep.
I think he's so laterally quick that he's gonna keep up with Ja. So I think it's safe to say that the Lakers would win
LA,
against the Grizzlies. So
baby.
so I think the Lakers will upset the Grizzlies in the first round. So I don't think Grizzlies are going to make it that far.
Mhm. Yeah, I really don't like them. So yeah, I
Yeah.
just hope. Honestly, the only team I'm scared of right now is the Warriors. Man, they've been going at it.
The Warriors, if they're fully healthy, I think they could definitely make a finals again if they're fully healthy. When you got trash talking Clay, Game 6 Clay, I think the Warriors with
Yeah,
Jordan Poole. I mean, they just broke the record for having the most three players having the most 3 pointers in a season. So I think the Warriors and like X factors like Jonathan Kuminga. So I think the Warriors definitely have a shout. They have a tough matchup against the Sacramento Kings because Sacramento are they Domantas Sabonis.
yeah.
I think he's going to be the X factor for
With De'Aaron
Sacramento because
Fox,
he's
that's a
been
solid
amazing.
combination. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have De'Aaron Fox. Obviously, you have
Oh,
Malik Monk, who's played amazing this season for the Kings.
mm-hmm.
So I think the Kings have a shout, but I still think just purely off experience, I think the Warriors will go through. So I think we're going to see two first-round exits for a top three seeded team in the West.
And who do you think is making the Western Finals?
The Western Finals, I think it's safe to say that the Suns are probably going to make it because
Ah, come on.
they just have too much offensive arsenal. Yeah, with Kevin Durant, I think it's game over. So I think the Suns would probably go through. Second pick, I would think Denver have a shot now that Jamal Murray is starting to come back to playoff form. Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown has been amazing for us off the bench this season, and we nearly beat the Clippers with just our bench unit. So I think it's safe to say that we have a shot, but realistically speaking, I think the Lakers might make it or the Warriors alongside the Suns. I would love the Warriors to go through. Steph versus KD in the Western Conference Finals. That'd be amazing to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, man. Uh, I also got a few more questions. I mean, it's like a trivia.
Okay,
If you,
sure.
I'm gonna ask you some questions and you gotta answer them.
Okay, I'll try my best.
All right.
It's late
All right,
here,
let's pull them
so
up.
take it easy.
Nah, you'll get them, bro. It's pretty easy. All right. The first
Tyler
question
here.
is, oh, that was fast.
That was easy. That was easy.
I mean, we could have done a better job blurring it a little more, but
Nah, I just saw the number 14 in Miami, and I was like, "That's Tyler Hero."
yeah. All right, next question.
Jalen Brown.
Damn, bro, you're fast. All right, next question.
Oh,
Yeah. Right, you
this,
gotta decode these
I like doing
emojis.
these on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, Serbian clown. 2 rings. Serbian.
I don't think those are rings. There should be trophies, but
Oh,
I think.
Nikola Jokic, a Joker, basically, the clown.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That is right. And I
Gold,
gotta
gold ambulance.
what? This is a team.
Oh, it's a team.
Yep.
Huh. Is it the Lakers?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So ambulance is obviously Anthony Davis. And
Yeah, I was thinking of players that get injured often. So
yeah.
that's where I went. And I saw Anthony Davis, and my mind just went there. And I was like, this is the Lakers.
Yeah, man. All right, bro. It was really nice talking to you, man.
Same
You know a
here.
lot about the sport for sure.
Yeah,
I hope to have you here again, and then we can talk about
yeah,
another
for sure.
sport. You know,
For sure, for
I
sure.
mean, there's a Grand Prix in the end of this month. There's a couple of
Yeah,
soccer games this week. Champions League is coming up.
yeah. A bit nervous. I
There's
hope
some.
AC Milan go through.
Oh, I'm a Chelsea fan, man. So it's kind of tough out here for
Oh,
us.
yeah. I'm
So
a Milan fan. I've been supporting them for 12 years. So
yeah,
hopefully they
12
go through.
years. Wow. So you've been
Yeah,
like, oh, you've been at it, huh?
yeah. I've
They're
been through the ups and downs.
bro. Honestly, bro, I don't think they're gonna make it.
I
Now
mean,
they
the
beat
4
them
0 that we
4-0.
beat them, the
Yeah,
4-0
that
that
was
we
a
beat
good.
them in the league, it gave us a shout. I'm just saying, the 4-0 was it was great.
Uh-huh.
We beat them
So
4-0 in the
yeah,
league. So
I mean, we could run it back next week probably if you're free. And I'm sorry about
for sure.
getting a little late today. It was my bad. I was at the gym.
Oh
I
no, no
was trying.
problem. That's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah, man. Zaviyar from Dubai, I believe. So yeah, thanks for being here, man. I hope to have you on